As we move to chapters 9 and 10 of the Gospel of Mark, Jesus is now journeying from Galilee to Jerusalem for his final Passion Week. And there's an incident in Mark chapter 9 and verses 46 to 52 that involves a blind man named Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus. And in this story, when he hears that Jesus is coming near, he begins to shout out and say, "Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me." And everyone tells him basically, "Shut up, be quiet, don't bother him." They sternly order him to be quiet, but he cries out even more loudly, "Son of David, have mercy on me." So Jesus stood still and calls him over, and so that fickle crowd, which goes from telling him to shut up, that is all like, "Come on, come on, come on, take heart, get up, he's calling you." And Jesus asks him, as he so often does. Jesus never forces himself on anyone. So he asks the question, "What do you want me to do for you?" And the blind man said, "My teacher, let me see again," which tells us that Bartimaeus had the ability to see, and something has happened that has caused him to be blind temporarily, or at least at the moment to be unable to see. And Jesus said to him, this is our verse for the day, "Go, your faith has made you well." Immediately he regained his sight and followed him on the way. Now, if you think to the devotion I did just yesterday about how Jesus was frustrated and angry that the disciples, remember he said to them, "Do you have eyes and fail to see? Do you have ears and fail to hear?" And here you have Bartimaeus, whose physical vision is restored. And what does he do? He follows Jesus on the way. That's what Mark in his gospel, that's what Jesus wants from all of us. He wants us to follow Jesus on the way. And that way, at the end of chapter 10 in Mark's gospel, is the way that leads to Jerusalem and suffering, the cross, and eventually resurrection. And that's where the very next verse in chapter 11, verse 1, is the beginning of the entry into Jerusalem and what we call Palm Sunday that we experienced just over a week ago. So Bartimaeus represents kind of a classic desired response to Jesus. Faith, belief, following in the way. And remember, in John's gospel, Jesus will say, "I am the way and the truth and the life." And in Acts, the Christian movement, if you will, is first referred to or called the way, because it's a way of living. And that way is following the path and the example of Jesus. I pray like Bartimaeus. Today will be a day when you can get up and follow Jesus every hour in all that you do.